Hi guys, and happy News Friday to you. I hope you're all getting on well. I hope you have enjoyed this week's episode of Lower Decks. I hope you've enjoyed the ups and downs video as well, where it all gets a little bit kind of uncomfortable in the middle, but we got through it together as a family. Now, I am here today to discuss one of the big bits of news from the week, but we're also going to cover some stuff that we haven't really got a chance to talk about so far. But first of all, let us talk about the Borg Queen in the room. Annie Wersching has been cast as the Borg Queen in Star Trek Picard Season 2. This was announced just last night. Now, this is not her first trip into the world of Star Trek. In fact, her screen debut came in an episode of Star Trek Enterprise, in the episode Oasis, in which she appeared with the lovely and dearly departed Renée Auberjonois. This marks the third actor to take on the role of the Borg Queen, following up from Alice Krige and Susanna Thompson. Now, there's already been a little bit of chatter online as to whether people are actually happy or not happy to know this so early ahead of the release of Star Trek Picard Season 2. Now, obviously, we're all really excited that Q is coming back, but somebody did point out that in the clue, well, in the reveal, if you like, that gave us Q with that card sitting on the table dissolving to just reveal the Q, it was of course a Queen card. So those clever blighters actually told us that this character was coming all the way back in that first teaser trailer. The Borg storyline was a little bit, and I say this with love, overdone in Star Trek Voyager. And while it was fantastic seeing both Susanna Thompson and Alice Krige play the part of the Borg Queen in that series, it does leave you wondering a little bit of, okay, where are they going to go with the storyline? We've seen the Borg Queen interact with, Picard / Locutus in Star Trek First Contact, which was, of course, incredible. Top 3 Star Trek films of them all. And no, Star Trek The Wrath of Khan is not my number 1. I'm very excited to see this. Annie Wersching would be very well known from her appearances as Renee Walker in 24. She also appeared in Bosch and the Vampire Diaries as well. I am personally very excited to see what she brings to the role and how this effective, reimagining of the Borg Queen is going to look in 2022 when we finally get to see her. Now, that is of course not all we're here to talk about, because we must talk about Star Trek Prodigy, because this week we got some really cool little reveals. Now, the first and most obvious reveal is, of course, that opening credit sequence. I'm going to throw my head on a block here and say this is one of my favorite opening sequences of any Star Trek so far. Now, to combat the inevitable, oh, you're shilling for Paramount and you're shilling for Kurtzman and all that kind of stuff, I can assure you those checks have not yet cleared. But we had Michael Giacchino returns to score the opening of this. Of course, he joined the franchise with the Kelvin reboot films. I personally love his themes in those films. They're very different, but I love what he's done with the opening of Prodigy. I feel this opening owes a lot to the opening of Star Trek Voyager, which, of course, in a way, this is a somewhat maybe spiritual sequel, not least in the fact that Kate Mulgrew is returning as Captain Janeway, thanks to holographic technology, but also it's set in the Delta Quadrant. The USS Protostar owes a little bit of a design nod to the Intrepid class Voyager. It seems, and I know this is early days, but it seems to be going back to that spirit of adventure, of discovery that has been somewhat lacking in some of the recent iterations of Star Trek, ironically, when one of them is called Star Trek Discovery. Each series has brought its own strengths and its own weaknesses to the franchise, so it remains to be seen what Prodigy will bring to the franchise in that respect as well. Design-wise, I am sold. This looks stunning. I love the artwork. I love the way that they've rendered and realized this show so far. I really like that reveal of, and again, maybe I'm phrasing it this way because it is a kids show, but super secret fast ship get rocket boost now, is my fancy way of saying I like the reveal of the engines dropping down and the nacelles moving into a new alignment, and a secret third nacelle being revealed in the star drive section. People, of course, are starting to theorize, is it slipstream drive? Is it a new type of warp? You know, I'm really excited to see. Do we finally have a ship, along with the Discovery, that can sort of nip between Talax and Earth and still be home in time for dinner? You know, I would love to see that. We've seen all these different sections of the galaxy. Let's bring them together a little bit. Or maybe that's not at all what Prodigy is going to do. Maybe it is going to keep things way out in the distance, and I am also okay with that. As I say, give us that sense of adventure back. Just a quick nod to our lovely Paul Sullivan, who pointed out that the opening titles for Picard, Discovery, and now Prodigy all feature eyes quite prominently. So, Lower Decks, give us some more eyes. Let's get a theme going, yeah? Now, that was not the only reveal for Star Trek Prodigy in recent days. 2 major casting announcements have been announced as well. Announcements have been announced? I like it. First up, we've got Jimmy Simpson. Now, he has been appearing in lots of kind of minor roles for a long time. Like, you do know this man's face. He turned up in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, he's turned up in Westworld, he turned up in House of Cards as well. He's got that kind of, and I say this with the greatest of respect, yeah, this man can play a villain if he needs to. That's all I need to say about that. He's got quite a unique voice. I quite like his style, actually, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him in more things. Now, obviously, this is going to be animated, so we don't know how much of him we'll see in this, but we will certainly get to hear him a lot. I'm really happy with that. But the big announcement, the one that made me very happy, was the announcement of John Noble joining the cast as the main antagonist. I am a huge Lord of the Rings fan, so the steward Denethor, it's hard to love Denethor, but I have loved him since I first saw him all the way. I'm not ready to admit how many years ago that was yet. My psyche cannot take it, but I loved John Noble in the role. Then, of course, several years went by, and John Noble played the wonderfully damaged Walter Bishop in the excellent series Fringe. I realize this might be a very late recommendation, but guys, if you have not seen Fringe, make it your business to watch it. It is a truly fantastic show with a fantastic premise. But John Noble as Walter Bishop in that show seals the deal for me, for him playing any role ever for any reason. Gimme the Noble. Gimme. That's it for everything for this video. However, let this be a teaser as well, because next week is Star Trek Day. Now, will we get loads of reveals? Will we get no reveals? Will we get many discussions? We're probably going to get many discussions. This is true. Are we going to get some news on Star Trek Strange New Worlds? What is it you want to see most? Drop your suggestions into the comments below. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. At the time of recording, guys, we are just about to hit 140,000 subscribers. We cannot thank you enough for your support. So look, let's push over that line. Thank you again. I have been Sean Ferrick for Trek Culture. You are awesome, and whatever you do until I'm seeing you again, you make sure you live long and prosper. Thanks very much, guys.